Lion Clyde Shavers. So if you were a fan of unDivided back when I first launched the show, you will recall just how many episodes I spent talking about Lion Clyde Shavers. He is the current state representative for the 10th Legislative District. He is a Democrat, and he is a liar. He inflated his military service, and it didn't come out until ballots had already been mailed out, which was the frustrating thing, I think, for residents of Snohomish County, which is predominantly where this is, and some in Kitsap County as well, that he served in the military. I think that's what's also just ridiculous. But he felt the need to inflate his service in the Navy. It was uncovered. Ballots had already been out for, I think, a week and a half. A lot of people had already voted, and he didn't win by very much. And Clyde Shavers has never really come out with a mea culpa. He's got his seat. Democrats didn't say jack. At the time, I remember we were trying to press Democrats to condemn him. There were a couple individual Democrats who said, yeah, he needs to come out and he needs to correct the record. But really, they were just happy to have him take a Republican seat. They were happy to have him in the House. They put him on the Veterans Committee, which was like, just a stab in the heart to veterans who were livid over this. So I have it out for Lion Clyde Shavers. Make no mistake about it. So one of the people running against Clyde Shavers in the 10th Legislative District is a woman named Yvonne Gallardo. She is also a veteran. She also served in the Navy. The difference is that she has not lied about her service. We have an interview with Yvonne that is going to be posted in its entirety this evening, but I wanted to give you a preview of it today. So when you found out that he had not been fully honest about his military service, as a veteran yourself, how did it strike you?
I was pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
It's really hard sometimes to really think about why lie. Mm-hmm. What you already served your country, and just be proud of what you did. It's embarrassing to hear and see anybody that, if you're willing to lie about something that can actually be fact checked very easily, right? Yeah. What else are you willing to lie about? Mm-hmm. But as a veteran too, and as somebody who went out and served out in Westpacks and knows people who have not come home, mm-hmm. who did not get to come home, and to be able to, how do you lie about a service that you think is just a title, but it's a title that may have made that person go overseas and fight a fight that they may not have come home from, mm-hmm. and or wearing a ribbon that you didn't earn. Like, people have given so much for those ribbons or for that title, and it's a sacrifice that shouldn't be stolen from them, and it's hard.
Have you heard from constituents as you've been going out campaigning?
Yes.
Because I think there's this question about, have people forgotten? Is that sort of yesterday's news? They have not. They have not.
No, and it's funny because even when it all happened and went down a few years ago, like, I was in the room when it was like, oh my gosh, Yvonne, did you see what just happened? Mm-hmm. And it was, what is this? And then why? And so then I was upset about mm-hmm. it. And then a few others in the room were upset about it. And little by little, walk into any Legion and ask them what they think about it and see how the reaction is. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you've actually put this narrative out there, which I think is really good, which you kind of articulated there. There's no reason to lie. Any service to our nation done honorably is worthy.
It is.
It's always weird to me that you've already done it. Like, you have something to be proud of. You don't have to embellish it. To that end, and you may have seen my segments, I have been very hard on Semi Bird, the gubernatorial candidate, for some of the allegations that have come out about him, for his admission to actions that amount to defrauding the U.S. Army. I had on the chair of the state Republican Party at the time about it. My frustration, and I brought you up by name, is, here you have a great candidate against Clyde Shavers. The easiest knock against Clyde is that he lied about his military service. And I felt like the Republican Party excusing those lies would take away from you and your campaign's ability to say, well, Clyde Shavers lied. Is there, how the Clyde aside, the Semi Bird accusations as a member of the military, how do you feel about those?
Exact same way I just said before. If you did not earn that, don't put the badge on, don't put the ribbon on, don't put the medal on. You did not earn it. And it's easy to walk into any exchange and buy a ribbon and put it on. And if you're lying about that, what else are you lying about? What else are you hiding? It's too hard. It's too many points against you, I guess.
Do you feel like your party, the Republican Party, has been forceful enough about Semi Bird?
Depends on what room I guess you're in, yes, but they could definitely be pushing it a little bit harder.
Does it hurt your ability to speak out about Clyde Shavers and his stolen valor if the Republican Party can't even muster condemnation of Semi Bird's stolen valor?
Yes.
That is Yvonne Gallardo. She is a candidate for State House in the 10th Legislative District. Our conversation is going to be up in full across our subscription platforms this evening. No paywall. undividedpod.com, undividedpod.com, so you can watch it when it's up. And I think it's an important conversation. That's why I always talk about moral consistency. Like, you got to look at the action, not the affiliation. And I grilled Jim Walsh about it on this show, the chair of the state Republican Party. How can you be so dismissive of the credible accusations that Semi Bird lied about his military service when you have a seat that Republicans could pick up in the 10th Legislative District, but one of the key knocks against the Democrat is that he committed stolen valor? So it's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, well, I'm ignoring stolen valor over here, but when it's the Democrat, I mean, when Clyde Shavers was elected, Republicans were pushing to try to get him removed from his position. They introduced a law or a bill or something. It didn't get anywhere, that you can't serve if you've committed an act of stolen valor. So Republicans wanted everybody to take it seriously at the time. And I took it seriously because I think it is serious. But now it's the person they've endorsed for governor and Semi Bird, all this evidence of stolen valor. And they're like, we'll kind of look the other way. It's not like the end of the world. So it's incredible moral hypocrisy. And I don't think it helps Yvonne Gallardo at all in her effort to flip the 10th Legislative District back to Republican.